Good morning, folks. It's Bob here at Sorrento Hill. I got to watch as I'm going down the stairs. Trying to get a little bit of a start this morning before the Leo. That dog. I planned trying to get a start this morning before the sun gets up real hot. Going out picking blackberries. I pick my blackberries into a colander. That way I can just come in and run water over them. And I take this and sit it down in a bowl. This came with a matching bowl. Put it down in the bowl, and that way I can run it full of water, float stuff off of it, lift it up out, and let it drain. But that way I'm not having to dump them in 2 or 3 different containers, and it works out pretty well. Got handles and the like. So I'm going to be picking blackberries, and I'll start around the side of the house. Thought I'd show you some stuff I've been working on. It's been a busy week. All right, I planted some stuff. We'll see how it works. I got artichokes and a couple different and 2 different types of zucchini, some yellow squash, green beans that are a bush type. They're supposed to grow well in containers. I've got some grapes, 4 different varieties of grapes. 1 was in a pot, and 3 were bare root. I see they haven't put out any leaves yet, but the one that came in the pot, 4-inch pot that had leaves, boy, it's got more growth coming up. And I put markers in all these. You can see the one that's down. That's what I was hollering at Leo about. He's been coming along, and I made my markers out of little pieces of scrap cedar, and he's been coming along and grabbing them out and taking them and chewing on them. And the green stalk is doing well. I've got peppers that have got little blooms starting to come up on them. Deb's coleus is almost tripled in size. I got my parsley and basil and cilantro is doing well. I got this is a tomato plant that Deb was given. This thing was about 6 inches tall when, hey, get out of there, Maggie. Hey, get out of there. Hey, no, get out of there. She's trying to dig around in one of my grow bags. Leo, no. I've put some fish fertilizer on there, and I think that's attracting them. So I may have to put a little chicken wire around them or something. But at any rate, Debbie was given this tomato start. It was about 6 inches tall when we got it, so it has done amazingly well. It's got, I don't know, about a dozen buds on it, and flowers on it, and a couple flowers that are real close to turning into tomatoes. So hopefully we'll have some tomatoes soon. And then around here I've got, this is the funniest thing. I bought from the Missouri Department of Conservation, I bought a bundle of 10 pecan trees, little bare root seedlings. I also bought some persimmons and some cedars. Well, I set the box aside and forgot where it was. And since I forgot where the box was, I didn't even think about it. And it had sat for probably 3 or 4 weeks. Now, fortunately, it was in the shade. And some of the pecans look pretty good. I put them out there in where my orchard is. And these, I thought, man, I don't think those are going to make it. So I got 6 of them here. And I thought, well, I've got some dirt. I'll just stick them in some dirt and see what happens. I don't think any of them will make anything. And all 6 of them have leaves on them like crazy. So I'm going to end up having to get some more soil. And I've got some more grow bags, and I'll break these up into some individual pots and put them in the grow bags for this year. And then I'm clearing an area of some scraggly sycamore trees that I don't want out by the road, and leave them in containers for the winter, and then probably this fall I will transfer them out to an area out by the road. It'll be a good place for them because it's an area that's got, that's where the drainage for the property goes. It comes down the hill on both sides of the road, and then there's a culvert that crosses under it, and then it cuts just across the corner of our property and goes down across the next property as it goes downhill and drains. And so it's a little, it retains a lot of moisture and is a little wetter. So I think that'll be a good place for pecans. So I'll put my little pecan grove out by the road. And then this area where the truck used to be parked, I've got this all tilled up. It doesn't look like much right now, but I tilled it up, and I put 3 wheelbarrow loads of mulched and composted leaves in here, tilled that in. It's tilled to about 6 inches. And then I've got some tiger lilies planted along the back side of it. We'll see how they do. They haven't turned brown on me yet. And some other bulbs planted in here. I've also scattered some brown-eyed Susan seeds from some that I had saved over the winter, and also put some butterfly bush seeds in that I got from my dad's house. So this will be our perennial garden. Right now it's in shade, but in a couple hours here it'll be getting plenty of sun, and the challenge is going to be keeping the dogs out of it. But they're going to have to learn, because we're going to be putting garden in. And then here's some of the brown-eyed Susans. They pop up natural around here, and then I'll save seeds and make sure that I can propagate them. And then on my blackberry picking, I start out here beside the house. I've got some blackberry briars that start up natural, and I left them. And I've got some here by the house, and then some back there by the solar kiln. And let me show you the blackberries that these things get. Look at that. I'm getting some good blackberries this year. Now, I picked these out 2 days ago, so every other day I've been coming out here and picking blackberries. And then I'll pick them out by the road. So far, I've put 2 gallons of blackberries in the freezer, and you can see those were ripe. But look at this one. This thing is just loaded down, and these are just starting to turn pink, and there's some green. So I'll be picking blackberries for the next 2 weeks, coming out here every couple days and picking blackberries. So let me get to picking. Well, that's what I got from up around the house. You know, a lot of people, they want the nice grassy lawn and all that, and probably wouldn't have blackberries up around the house. I'm not a lawn kind of person. I much prefer the flowers and the other plants, and especially if I can have something out there that's going to provide me some food. And the beauty of this is these are wild blackberries. I didn't go out and buy these plants and plant them. I didn't amend the soil. I didn't buy a bunch of stuff. I mean, these just grew wild. And so those are free. And free food that's the ultimate. These would make, like I said, I put up a couple gallons already, and I'll probably put up another 5 or 6 gallons easy before these blackberries quit producing. And then once the blackberries are done, then I'll come along, and I'm going to do something this year I've talked about doing, but I haven't because we've been busy building the house. And that's, I'm going to go out there, and all the floricanes that produce berries this year, I'll go ahead and cut them out, and cut out dead growth from previous years, so that next year all I will have is my primocanes, or the ones that are primocanes this year. They'll be the ones they'll put out berries next year, and in my new growth, instead of years and years of dead stuff around there that I have to wade through. So hopefully that'll make them a little easier to manage. I've also been, yesterday I went over to a neighbor's. He felled a couple good-sized trees to make way for his Starlink, and he asked if anyone wanted them. I said, sure, I'll take them. And I think he thought I was going to put them into firewood. That's what he's been doing with them. But I took my Alaska mill over there. You see it on the back of the truck. And I got 4 boards out of one tree. These boards, they range from 11 inches wide to 13 inches wide. This is right about just above the center of the tree. So I probably got about 4 or 5 more of these to get out of that log. I'll do that probably in the morning and over the next several mornings, because I got 3 more logs out there. But I'm slicing them, slabbing them out 1 inch thick. This is 9 foot long by 13 inches wide, and it's just, the grain in it is just absolutely amazing. And that's with it rough and with sawdust on it. But after that runs through the planer, the way it brings the grain out is absolutely beautiful. So yeah, I'm not going to pass up a chance for some free oak lumber. So that's another one of a task that I've been working on. When I get done with picking these blackberries, I got to hang a medicine cabinet in our bathroom, and it's a 2-person job, but I'll show you how I do it with 1 person without hurting myself and without tearing it up. All right, I got to get busy picking these blackberries, and we will check back in with you a little later. All right, on my way to pick blackberries, and I couldn't help but share this with you guys. See this little pine tree? This thing stands, I'm 6'2", 6'1", used to be 6'2". I'm 6'1", and I'm standing next to this. 3 years ago, I guess 4 years ago now, that was a little bare root sapling that I got from the Missouri Department of Conservation Tree Nursery. I've got several others here that are about 4 foot tall. This is the one that's done the best. I got several more that are 4 foot tall, and I got some that I planted last year that are about 1.5 feet or so. And these are an eastern shortleaf pine. And I planted these out along the road to have some evergreens out here, because once the leaves come off the trees, well, you can see through the woods to the house. And so I put these out here because these are a naturally occurring pine. These are native to Missouri, and so I figured that they would do well on the soil here. And there's a bunch of them out closer to the road, and we didn't have any here, so I decided to plant some. And it's a good deal if you're looking to get some trees to put out on your land. Check out the Missouri Department of Conservation website. They have a tree farm. They used to do free shipping. They just last year started charging for shipping in state. They always charged if they shipped out of state, but they've got everything from hazelnut bushes and blackberry bushes to all kinds of different trees and bushes. And these are all, everything that they sell are things that are natural and native to the area. None of the invasive species or anything like that, but and they're bare root seedlings, so they're cheap. I think these, you know, you can buy them in packs of 10 to 25 to 50 to 500, whatever. But like a thing with 25 pine seedlings, I think it was less than $1 per seedling. I think it was only around $20. So now their website opens up for ordering on September 1st, and then they deliver. You can pick when you want to deliver. I got these delivered in March, so I could plant them. But yeah, check that out if you want to put some trees on your place, and you want to do it without breaking the bank, instead of going and spending $60 and $70 for a tree. Now you have to be patient. It'll take a little while for them to grow, but yeah, that looks pretty cool. And every year it'll get bigger and bigger and bigger. hopefully I'm around to see what it looks like in 25 years. All right, well, I finished the blackberries, got my truck unloaded, because while I was out blackberry picking, I got a call from my dad. He decided he was going to buy him a new recliner that had all the electric and the lift and all that. Asked me if I'd be interested in a couple recliners, and our living room is a lot bigger than the furniture we've got in it. We've got one of these love seats that's got the two recliners in it. Neither one of those recline anymore. So he's got a couple recliners that are like new, work great. He wants to give to me, so I'm going to get a shower and go pick those up. This is the blackberries from 2 days ago. I got them frozen. What I do is I put them on a cookie sheet and freeze them in layers, and that way they're individual instead of a big clump, and I can just scoop out what I need. And then that's from today. Look at that. You believe that's a wild blackberry? Oh, good. So I got some in the freezer, freezing, so I can start another bag. And got these. My wife says, well, we get much more stuff, we're gonna have to get a bigger freezer, which is a part of the plan. What I want to do right now, there's our old deep freeze. It's a fairly small one, but I measured in this space right here. I rearranged my shelves a little bit, and I can fit two 25 cubic foot upright freezers in there, which will be cool. And so I'll go pick up a couple recliners, rearrange stuff in the living room here, and then we'll have more seating, and we'll have two recliners at work. So any rate, things change from time to time, but you got to be flexible with it. So I'll do that. And those boards that I unloaded, absolutely beautiful. There's one thing I wanted to share with you that's pretty neat. Before we got moved in the house, and I was working on the place and feeling a lot of pressure to get things done so we could get moved in, because we're only supposed to be living in an RV for a year, and we were just a little over 4 years before we got out of the RV and into the house. I mean, the RV is still sitting there, but it's not being lived in. Eventually, I'll either sell it or fix it up so we can use it for travel. Haven't decided which yet. But no, I was taking 3 and 4 ibuprofen PM when I went to bed to try to get to sleep, and I just lay there and not be able to sleep and have weird dreams about, I was trying to get somewhere and could never get it. I could see it off in the distance, but every time I turned and I'd head that way, and every time I turn a corner or see something, I'd look and it was further away than it was before I started that direction. And now the dream experts say that means that you've got something that's causing you a lot of anxiety. It's something that you're afraid you won't be able to finish, won't be able to complete. Something that's causing a lot of anxiety. And I certainly had that, I guess, because we are going on, tonight will be 2 weeks that we've been in the house instead of the RV. And man, when I lay down at night to sleep, lay down on my nice comfy king size bed, which my back is getting better and better every day with that bed versus the one in the RV. But yeah, I haven't taken any ibuprofen PM for a couple weeks. Haven't needed it, because I lay down and I may think about some things, reflect on some things, spend a little time praying, but it doesn't take me long to drift off to sleep. And boy, I've been sleeping hard too. And so I guess I was feeling a lot more anxiety about getting this house done than I realized, which is pretty scary because I was feeling a lot of it. But man, it feels good to be in here. I know I got a lot more stuff to do, but that's okay. and we're just enjoying the place, enjoying being in here. Got a few glitches along the way. You know, you buy a brand new house that's contractor built and even been through inspections, and there's going to be things that you have to fix and things that aren't quite right. But other things that we want to do, my project list keeps getting bigger and bigger. But you know, today I got my blackberries. Yesterday I got some boards. Today I got blackberries. Probably tomorrow I'll get some more boards and get some more stuff done. I guess I'll be hanging that medicine cabinet tomorrow, because today I got to go pick up those recliners. So yeah, it's you know, it can be really stressful when you're working on something that you really enjoy, but you got to keep at it and not give up, and you'll find that you'll get there eventually. And when you do, man, it's all worth it in the end. So keep dreaming, keep building, don't give up on your dreams, and get out there and make things happen for yourself. Don't live in fear. Don't be worried, because I've never done that before. Because after you do it, you'll never be able to say that again. And you know, you came into this world not knowing a thing, and everything that you know now you had to learn so you can learn something else. So keep learning, keep dreaming, keep building, keep doing, make things happen for yourself. All right, this is Bob at Serenity Hill, thanking you for stopping by, and we will see you on the next one. Bye now.